machines in the elevators and the top of the hoistways. So there's not a whole lot. I mean, you pretty much just got the big computer control system here. The only other thing, there's another intercom here that you can talk to somebody who's in the cab. Typically, again, if the mechanic's here and he's working on something, that's how he confirms whether or not someone's in there. You got stop-start buttons here, some other controls. Again, typically when it comes to the controller, we say either the fire department or an elevator mechanic. Yeah. It gets a little scary when people start touching this. Yeah. I guess the only other thing is if someone does get stuck in the elevator, you know, typically during the day we'll have a pretty good response time. If it's 2 o'clock in the morning and we're rolling a guy out of bed, it could be as much as an hour. Some people stuck in the elevator, that's fine. Others, that's a big problem. Maybe they've got a medical issue, maybe they're having a heart attack. If that's the case, we say typically you want to call the fire department and they should be trained on how to get somebody out. But most fire departments go through basic elevator training.
So if we got a bunch of kids in the elevator, they're all jumping up and down and trip the seismic switch or something like that. I've heard that happening. I don't know anything about it.
So if they trip, so the seismic switches, so if everybody jumps in the elevator, it's gonna trip something called the governor, right? The governor, it's basically the safety brake. It's 115% of the speed that it's supposed to go. So if it goes too fast, that brake is gonna engage and stop the elevator. The only way to unlock that is basically for the elevator mechanic to come and go on top of the car and pick the brake.
Cool.
Unfortunately, there's no easy, you can't come here and just push a button and reset it.
What about somebody leaving something in front of the door too long and that can trip something?
Door faults, yeah, so that's another thing. So it's the doors go into nudging, right? So if you keep it open too long, it goes, it slowly starts to close. If somebody shoves that back open, I mean, you can if you're strong enough. It's gonna create a fault in the controller and it might knock it off the door tracks. Again, if that happens, you'll probably need an elevator mechanic to do that. That's where that independent and that run stop switch come in.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Important, especially when people are moving in and out, make sure they know that. Yeah. The only other thing is, it looks like the construction's mostly wrapped up, and the only other issue we have is sometimes if there's a lot of dust in the building, it'll get on that photo eye there on the door, and so it'll basically shut the door down, show that something's in the way. So sometimes you just take a wet cloth, clean it off real quick, but it looks like you shouldn't have major dust or any issues like that.
Cool.
Yeah, that's about it. I mean, your seismic is right there. That's, if this is a parking garage, so we've had it where somebody just like smashed in the other side of the door and set it off. That's what's going to set that off for a seismic
Actual
event.
earthquake. Okay. Don't worry about that. Don't touch that.
No, don't touch that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't smack it.
Don't smack it. Definitely not. Yeah. Other than that, I mean, we've got remote equipment monitoring on it, so we can monitor a certain number of faults on it. Typically, if the elevator shuts down, we'll know and we can send somebody out.